Hey Josh, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you guys?
All good, all good. Thank you for coming on the channel, brother.
No problem, no problem. I appreciate all the content you guys produce all the time. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Thanks.
Amazing. So, mate, you have your 15 minutes, and away you go, mate.
All right. So, number one, first thing is that we actually lost to Middlesbrough. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Like, honestly, if there was a team that I would actually like to get in the Championship, it was probably Middlesbrough. Then I did a couple of research on Middlesbrough team, and they have lost a couple of games in the league, in the Championship. But the way they lost it was in a bit of a bizarre way, because they scored so many goals all the time, and to get like a 1-0 loss against Middlesbrough is just crazy. I don't understand how we lost 1-0. I mean, we think that, okay, I thought previously, maybe we can give Scarlett some time, we can give Alfie Devine some time, give some youngsters some time, but instead we're looking to, bring Emerson on when it's not really what we like. And after all, we lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough.
Exactly.
So Josh, I mean, how long have you been watching Spurs? Like, when did you start?
Ever since I was born, honestly. Like, literally, the closest memory was maybe 7 years old, 8 years old, and just been Spurs fan until now.
So who was manager when you can remember that? Who was Spurs manager when you were 7 years old?
Andrew Villas-Bones. I can't pronounce his name.
Okay. Okay, AVB. Okay, so yeah. So obviously, all you have known your whole life, obviously, because of your age, is Enoch being in charge, and this is the way, and obviously stadium and whatever. And really, what you were saying about youth, it's got to be done. And with Middlesbrough, the one thing I'd say about Middlesbrough, obviously they're red hot on 5 wins out of 5 at home, which always. But you would have gone there. You're probably sitting down watching the game at home last night, thinking, okay, we're going through. I can't wait for the draw on Thursday. Exactly. When you saw that lineup and you saw it was unchanged, so it was the same as Leeds, what were your thoughts when you first saw that?
So, number one, I thought it will be an interesting game because Middlesbrough, no offense, but they're not a better side than Tottenham overall. So then I saw Højbjerg and Winks in the middle. So I was a little bit nervous because we saw how they had 3 in the middle, and we had 2. And ours was kind of defensive midfielders. So I was fine overall. I thought it was a bit weird not seeing Steven Bergwijn having a run, because I thought maybe he didn't really have he hasn't had a chance since the Leicester game. I mean, yeah, he had a chance against Chelsea, but seriously, like, you can't really bring him on for Chelsea. It's not really the best time to give him a chance. So I think maybe Steven Bergwijn. I thought Steven Bergwijn would have started. I was a bit surprised that Ryan Sessegnon started instead of Reguilon. And the last one I was a bit surprised was that I was surprised that Rodon didn't start. I thought Rodon would definitely get a chance because he hasn't had any chances.
No, for some reason, he keeps Rodon like on the bench, and then he just doesn't even start him or even bring him on. Like, he's been treated like the under-23s at the minute. And also, Truth Sets Free has sent in the first super chat of the stream. Thank you so much, man. An absolute regular and like always on fire with the super chats. He says his classic phrase: "Levi in, but Levy out."
Yep, that's my nephew. I wish I could get my nephew in. He might have more sense than the current regime. But I'll tell you what, Josh, you mentioned someone, Reguilon. So, Reguilon, I want to see your opinion now. I'm very big up at the end. I threw another conspiracy theory out that I reckon, in all honesty, I reckon Tottenham Hotspur have been informed that Real Madrid are going to buy him back in the summer.
Yeah,
and that's why Sessegnon is playing or starting a lot more games. Like I said, this could be me putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with 10. But the fact that he's been so in and out, what do you think? Do you think it may be a case?
So, funny enough, I was about to say that because I remember you saying that on the other channel. I don't know if you're allowed to promote channels on this.
But, yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. So I remember you saying it on We Are Tottenham TV. But I didn't remember if you actually said it, so I didn't want to say it. So yeah. Funny, I actually agree with that. I think that's a good conspiracy, because my friend is a huge Real Madrid fan, and he said that Real Madrid are very much likely to activate the buyback rules, and I think it's a very smart thing from Antonio Conte to start Sessegnon, because I think the only way to get the player getting ready for his starting positions in the left wing back is to regularly play him. Now, to play him against Middlesbrough was also a very, very clever game, and in my opinion, I think he played very, very well, especially his runs. He made great runs through the back line against Jones, I think it was. So I think, yes, it's good. It's a good conspiracy, and I think you're right. I think you're right.
But what have you thought? What have you been thinking of Sessegnon?
I think he's been playing amazingly. I think he lacked confidence at the beginning of his run of games, but slowly he's getting it back. I would like to see from Ryan Sessegnon more crosses into the middle. I think he can produce that. And if our right wing back or Ryan Sessegnon can put more crosses in, I think we can score much more goals in general. And Ryan Sessegnon has been playing quite well.
I think he's been playing okay, yeah. And it's like I said, I 100% agree. Josh, he needs to improve on his crossing, because if Reguilon can do it then he should be able to as well, especially since he's the backup to Reguilon, or even now, because Real Madrid might be activating this clause thing, so Sessegnon might be moved into that first team start role, so he has to improve a bit. But to be honest, with all of his injuries and how he's had such a rough start to his career because of those injuries at Tottenham, he could have been playing a lot worse, and I think he's playing to the best of his. He's just trying his best.
I agree. I just want to add something, because normally when I jump on lives, I always say this. So I just want to understand something. Antonio Conte, yes, he's a world-class manager. Yes, he has his formation 3-5-2 or 3-4-3. But something I don't quite understand is that why in a transfer window are we looking for centre mids, right wingers, attackers, when we need to focus on our main positions in the formation? Our main positions are the right wing backs and the left wing backs. Now, if we can't have class, motivated, experienced right wing backs, why are we continuing to play this formation? I mean, it's not making any sense to me.
Correct. Now, before we carry on, I can see someone in the back end that needs to come in immediately and take his rightful place in this position. So swap it over immediately, Island.
There you go.
There you go.
I thought you've been doing such a great job. I'm just showing up here. I don't know what's happening here, Josh.
So no, it's really good. I mean, I've got
our guest.
I've got to say, Josh, has been an awesome guest. And yeah, what you were saying, Josh, when it looks at the transfer activity, it's obviously people would know what I was doing and where I was during that transfer window. And obviously I was on the Irish Hotspurs channel when Matt Hayes came on and broke the Kulusevski, Bentancur.
Yeah.
And immediately my first reaction was obviously Levy, you've done it again. Just when that protest was there, you've gone and brought it down to there. But again, they're players that are going to be good players for the team, but it didn't address the main talking points. And again, you just saw, I mean, I think, excuse me, Doherty played well in the first half. In fact, I thought he was our brightest player in the first half.
I thought so.
But it's not going to fix the issues. I mean, going into Everton, Josh, what would you do, formation, or what would you change?
Oh, so formation, I think keep Ryan Sessegnon on. I think definitely have a 3 in the middle. I think that's important against Everton because they've got a strong midfield. They've got Dele Alli, which he might not necessarily start, but he can get back on his game. They've got Richarlison, who normally likes to drift wide when attacking, and I think having three in the midfield can definitely help the defense out as well. I think starting Son and Kane at top will definitely help us. But the main important thing is that I think Antonio Conte has to improve with keeping the ball, because having a 3-5-2, yes, we can give away possession. We can allow the other team to have more possession. That's what we are supposed to do. But being Tottenham Hotspur, we cannot be letting other teams control the game, especially teams like Middlesbrough. So Everton coming to the game, they are fighting relegation. They've got new manager, new players, Donny van der Beek, Dele Alli, and so on. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think Matt Doherty definitely should have another start. And yeah, that's really all I'd change. I think I'd stick with the same formation. Maybe drop out Højbjerg. I know this is a shout, but I might drop out Højbjerg just because he gives too many back passes, and I think he needs to have a 1 game rest, in my opinion.
You realise backwards pass, or the king of the backward passes is next to him. But if you, I mean, one of my good friends, Aaron Doyle, is saying 4-3-3. Which may suit us, honestly, with the players and what's going on. But so if you're dropping Højbjerg, who are you bringing in?
Oh, who am I picking? So if we are playing a 3-5-2, well, I don't think we don't have midfielders right now. We've got Harry Winks, we got Højbjerg, and we don't have a third midfielder, I don't think. So that's not going to work, I don't think. Even if we try play the 4-3-3 formation, we could try bringing Steven Bergwijn as a cam position. He dropped back against Middlesbrough, and that definitely helped Tottenham get onto the attack. So I don't know, but this is the problem. This is the problem we've got at Tottenham Hotspur, where we lack players. We lack quality players.
Yep.
Fact.
Yep.
Yep.
Agree with that.
In the summer.
Yeah.
We got another super set. Let's have a look.
We got Truth again.
Yep.
He says here, I'm a big donator of the Football Terrace. Great show. Oh, the great channel. Terry does a fantastic job over there. And Jessica Black, great show today, admitting it's all Levy. Yeah, thanks, man. Needed that. But, like, I mean, who else can we really talk about? I mean, I know we've touched on Conte, and that needed to be said. But, like, really, this all stems from the top, so you can't really ignore Levy. And plus, like, we're like notoriously leaning out in this channel, so, like, what do you expect?
Yeah, Brian, you got anything? Well, first of all, welcome, brother.
Thank you. I didn't want to interrupt because Josh's points were on point, and it's nice to hear him talking tactics and knowing his stuff. It's a frustrating situation we're in. I think when you're talking about the midfield, that is our clear issue. Obviously, the right wing back and the left wing backs, we know we needed to upgrade those. I think the left side is probably fine with when Reguilon's fit. I say fine, meaning there's still room for an upgrade there, but it's doable for the rest of the season. And Doherty and Royale are they're clearly not good enough. But again, we're in a scenario where we have to work with what we have, and I think this is what we're seeing is what's the problem with Conte is that he isn't necessarily working well with what we have. He's limiting our options to start with, and I think this is the teams know exactly how we're going to start. They know what the shape's going to be. They know how we're going to play. They know that if you shut them down here, if you press them here, you're not going to be able to get any possession of the ball. And like Middlesbrough having more of the ball than we did in a cup game is shameful. But you need that midfield. We need 3 players in the midfield because the 2 that are there aren't good enough. They can't handle a Middlesbrough midfield. The Middlesbrough midfield was better than our midfield, and that's not good enough for a Premier League team. You need better than that. Now, having said that, this is the issue we have. We don't have anybody currently other than injured players. Skip and Bentancur play that game, and it's a completely different game. Just completely different. And I honestly think we're just going to have to get through these injuries. I think that's it. We have to get through these injuries. We're going to have to get everybody fit and hopefully just push through the end of the season, try to finish in Europe. I don't think we should be focused on top 4. I think finishing in the Europa League is probably, likely the case. Whether we keep, who we keep, what we keep, doesn't matter anymore. It's got to blow up anyway. Blow it up, smash it up. Let's start over because this team is full of a bunch of losers at the moment, and none of them know how to get past it.
That's you're right. And I tell you what, we've got 50 seconds left with Josh. Well, first of all, Josh, Adam's going to be in touch with you because you've been bang on. We're getting you on the channel as
Josh, a couple more seconds to speak to because I rambled there for a second. So
yeah, no. The question I was going to ask you, Josh, is right now, where do you see the season ending? What do you reckon it's entail for us?
I hate to say this, but I think we're gonna end 5th or 6th. I mean, Champions League spot. To be in Champions League spot, you've got to be consistent. Tottenham aren't consistent. Unfortunately, Arsenal are more consistent. I think we're gonna have to finish 5th or 6th. I don't see us finishing below 6th because you got the likes of West Ham and Wolves. West Ham are coping with also Europa League and also Premier League, but I don't see us falling to 7th. Antonio Conte will definitely not accept that. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say.
Spot on. I think we'd be lucky if we finish 5th. I think 6th is probably on the cards. I think 5th would be like you said, Josh. It's the inconsistency that we're dealing with here. It's a team that one week looks brilliant against one of the best teams in the world. The next week looks like absolute bollocks compared to the previous week, and then the next week goes and smashes Leeds up 4-0. Now Leeds were, again, that was the best team we could play and the worst team we could play with a cup game right after it, because all of the confidence that we had coming from that Leeds game was arguably not real good confidence, or not real confidence. It was a team that were like Leeds, who were just in utter shambles and easy to break down, whereas when you come up against a Middlesbrough team who's very well coached, to give them credit, are going to be incredibly difficult to break down. We don't have the squad for that.
I agree.
Yep. And the concern for me is if we're I said I thought we might make a Champions League push but not get it and finish 5th kind of thing. Now I'm concerned that we might make a Europa League push for 6th
and end up in the conference
and finish 7th and end up right back where we bloody started. But yeah, Josh, before we let you go, mate, you have been a phenomenal debut. We're going to love to get you on. Just tell everyone about your Instagram and where people can find you.
Well, I give all the latest news on Spurs transfers. Well, currently not, but all Tottenham Hotspur related content on Instagram, Spurs Live, and on YouTube starting. So yeah, I just want to say amazing content Tottenham On Tour are doing.
Cheers,
fantastic. I've been watching for quite a while, so keep it up. And as you guys always say on Tottenham On Tour, leave it out.